We are going to create a customer support system that is so advanced that can work for both startups and businesses or even organizations. And here is what it's going to have. Firstly, we are going to have two-way channels, either our Gmail address or our contact us form on our website. And either way, the user can use one of these channels to contact us. So if the user decides to use the contact us form on our website, right, we're going to be using our n8n webhook to be listening to whatever it is coming. So once we receive a, a support message from that contact us form, we're going to send it directly to our webhook. And once the webhook listens to it, the whole workflow is going to be activated, which means that once we receive it, we're going to use AI to analyze it, create a support ticket and a case ID, then log it into our Airtable database, which is going to serve as our CRM. Then we're going to send a response back to the user. So the advantage of we putting it in our Airtable database is that it's going to have a status such as pending, completed, or closed, just as we have in our normal day-to-day support ticket system, where the person in charge of that case ID can decide to update the case status. Either they are done with the customer's request, or it has been cancelled, or it is still pending. While on the Gmail address, we're just going to be listening to the address and waiting for any new mails. Once we receive a new mail, we're still going to do the same thing by analyzing the email, creating a support ticket and a case ID, log it into our Airtable database, and revert back and send back the user a personalized email response. So these two ways are going to work for us. In the next minute, we're going to be looking at how this workflow will work. This is what we are going to be doing. We are going to be working with our webhook. For a start, we're going to start with the webhook, and this is going to be our support form, our contact us form for the clinic, which we are going to simulate a customer support system. So the user can go ahead and fill in their full name, email address, phone number, the department or service they want to make a request or contact us for, subject of the request and the message. Then go ahead and send this to our webhook. Then from there, we come over into our Airtable database. We log the name, the email, the phone number, the status, which could be either closed, in progress, done, or received. Then we have the subject, the message, and the department. So this is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to receive either emails or form from our webhook. We analyze it with AI agent. We create a support ticket and a case ID. We log it into our database CRM, and we automatically reply to the user back. So the first thing we are going to do is listen to this webhook. That's the first thing we need to do. We need to listen to this webhook. And for a start, I already have a data in it. So we're just going to work with what we have. So here's what I sent so far. I have the name, the email, the phone number, appointment, and the message. And since we have that right now coming from this website where we submitted it, what we need to do is I need to log this into our database. But before we do that, we need to add our AI agent node. So come over here and add the AI agent node. And the job of this AI agent node is just to analyze the old email. So just like we did in the last video, I'm going to change this to define below, where we're going to have the user message and we're going to have a system message. We're going to click on this option and select system message, then click on require specific output format, because we're going to be using a structured output parser for this. Now for the system message, I'm going to go and copy this from here. This is going to be the system message, and I paste it over here. So it says your helpful customer assistant. Your job is to analyze email sent to a support email address, generate a ticket ID, and reply back to the user. Then for the prompt message, right, that's the user message, We're going to come over here and just expand this and see here is the content of the email or contact us form. So the first thing we need to have, right, coming from our webhook is the name, which is this, which is the client's name. So we're going to have customer name, which may be available and will not be available. So we have the name, we have the email, which is this, we have the phone number, we drag this, department, so we know where the department is coming from, we have the subject, and we have the message. So let's drag this over here. So that is all for now before we test it. Then we need to add another tool, which is going to be the chat module. So we're still going to be using the Gemini free version 2.5 Flash. So don't forget you need to connect your authentication API. Then we need the output tool parser. So we're going to use structured output parser. And basically what we need, we just need email reply, and we need email subject. It is as simple as that. Email reply or email subject. So these are the two things we're going to be sending back to the user after we have received the email or we have received information either from our website or our Gmail address. So right now we are still setting up our webhook. So after we have that, we're going to go ahead and test the workflow. So we already have our data, we pinned it, and we just need the AI agent to analyze it and create a webhook data for us. So for that, we also need it to return a ticket ID. Yes, also need to return a ticket ID. Let me see. Probably we did not add it here. So we're going to go back and add case ID. So we don't need to refresh this page. We add a case ID to our Airtable database. So while this is still loading, you click on this and you add a single line text, and this is going to be a case ID, and we create the field. So that's that. Now we're going to go back to the structured output parser, and we need a case ID, which is going to be generated by the AI agent, and we're going to log it into our Airtable database. So we need this. So let's go back and test it. So as you can see, we have the case ID, we have the email subject, and we have the email reply. Now we need tools. We need two tools. One is to store this database in the Airtable, and one is to send the Gmail back to the user. So the first one is going to be Airtable, and is to create a record. So basically we click on this, create. So we're going to choose from list, and it's going to be from our Nneman Clinic database, which is this one, Nneman Clinic supports. Then we choose from the list, and we have the first table, which is the table 1, and now we have the columns to send. As you can see, we have the columns to send. So what we need to do right now is that we're going to go back to our webhook, right? Then we insert the name, we have the email address, and the phone number. Let's try the phone number once again. The status is going to be received. Subject, we have the subject coming from the webhook itself. We have the message, the message coming from the message itself, from the webhook, department, still department, and the case ID is what our AI agent has generated for us. So look into the output and we have a case ID. So that is that for the webhook. Then we click on tests to see what we're going to have. So it's going ahead to analyze what we have. Then we create a record in our database. We're going to go back into our database, and as you can see, we already have the record auto inserted for us. So we have the user's name, the email, the phone number, the status has been received, appointment has been booked, and the message. We have the department, and we have the case ID. So while that is still there, we need to add another plus node. We need to send a Gmail back to the user. Then we go back and click on send message. So for the send message, we have the two. Who are we sending this message to? And this is going to be from the webhook, right? Back to the email of the user who sent this to us. The subject is going to be what the AI agent has generated for us. That's the reply subject. So we have the email subject over here. And email type is going to be text. Message is this email reply. So we click on this and we click on execute workflow. So overall, we're able to store the data into our database, right? We're able to store data into our database. We have received the query or the customer support, and we went ahead to send them emails also. So this has been sent. Now we need to add one more trigger to this workflow, to this AI agent. What we need is we need to also listen to our Gmail address, should in case a user sends in a message to that Gmail address. Because don't forget, we're using two-way channels. We're using our webhook and we're using our official Gmail address. So what we need to do right now is to add a node, which is going to be a Gmail trigger, and it's going to be on receive message. On receive message, on message received. So we have this, and it's going to be running every minute. Then we connect this to our database. And what we just need to do is we need to listen to this Gmail address every minute right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and quickly send in a support request from my phone also. I'm going to go ahead and send a support request from my phone to this Gmail address. So once this has been sent, once we receive it, we're going to click on test workflow to receive the Gmail address. And once this has dropped, then we'll go ahead and pass it. So as you can see, we would like to make a request for an ambulance to #1 Musa Road, Epene, Abuja. And this is the email is coming from, this is the subject. And so that means our two-way channel is actually working. One is we are using the webhook to listen to something to the support form coming from our website. And we're also using this Gmail trigger to listen to Gmails coming from our Gmail address. So after that, now we have json.body.item. So this is to reply to. So either this one, right? Expression. So either this one or what we have from our Gmail itself. So let's go back and add from. So hopefully this should work. And if this doesn't work, I'm just going to go ahead and clean this for a start, and we have this. We add the form over here. So it is as simple as that. When you click on execute step, good. So here we go. Both our Gmail triggers are now working. The one for the Gmail is working and the one for the webhook is working. So while on the database, right, we might not have all the information since the message is coming from our Gmail, because the user might not be able to specify their phone number and their name, but we're still going to store it in our database. Nevertheless, what we have is the message received and the rest. So we're just going to go back and update this Airtable database. So here's what I would like to do. That's for the name. For the email, either this or what we are receiving from our Gmail address. These two. And let me see again, phone number, status. The subject also, we could also update the subject to pick the subject from the Gmail trigger. We have subject. So that is that. And let us see department. So that is fine for now. The name, phone number, and the rest, but the status is going to be here. So let's go ahead and test the workflow. So this will go, this should analyze. And if we should come back to our database, we can see that yes, we have the email, it has been received, we have the subject, and we have a case ID. So that is that for our customer support system, where we have two-way channel. We are using both our Gmail trigger and we are using our webhook from our website. So here's one test that I'm going to do. I'm going to unpin this, save this, and I'm going to go ahead and click on another or send another contact us form. So for this, we're going to use something like Jane Doe. Email address, we have jane@gmail.com. We have a phone number. Department, we have Department of Emergency Services. Subject, we're just going to write emergency, and here we can type in something like we need an emergency support. Then go ahead and click on send message. So for the send message, we are using our HTML. We're using our HTML, by the way. So we're using our HTML. Then we go back and make sure we are listening to the test event, right? So that is why the webhook, the contact us form field. Then we click on send message. So this should work right now. This should, as you can see, we received everything from our database, from that website, Jane Doe, Jane email, and the rest. So that is all for now. And by the way, the whole workflow is going to be available in my Telegram channel. So please feel free to join. Thank you for watching.